Congratulations, the first slam is in the books. How did it go for you?
You can tell by this smile on my face. It was amazing. It was great. It was fantastic. The athletes were happy. They can't stop talking about the experience they had here. The fans loved it. You know, people on social media are just talking about how great this was. It's all anybody's talking about in the track world, which is exactly what we wanted. So yeah, it couldn't have been better. Obviously, you know, for us as a team, we want to tweak some things. We're going to keep improving this. This is our first one. So for the first one out of the blocks, yeah, we felt like we did pretty good.
Tell me about the moment with each of your slam champions on that podium, because they seem to love it. You had a little moment with them. Did anyone give you a super special reaction?
Yeah, I mean, all of them had their own different thing, you know, and I've had a chance to talk to all of them in the past, because they are our racers. Some of our challengers, you know, the first time I met them was here, but, you know, they're all excited about this league and what we're building. We've developed a really good partnership with our racers so that they understand what we're trying to do for them and how we work together for this league and to build this league. So, you know, this was all of those things. We had a lot of conversations, and this was all, you know, when they sort of won their moment, won the slam champion, and got on this podium. It was like, yeah, this has all come to fruition now, and like this full circle moment. We talked about this, and now here it is. And I think, you know, we all sort of needed to see it. You know, I saw it as a vision, but everybody else needed to see it. Even some of our athletes, and they were just like, this is way more than I expected.
Is there a personal highlight for you on and off the pitch, maybe?
I think, you know, the highlight, I mean, look, and it's going around everywhere, me looking like an idiot, you know, kind of like going like this, because that moment was, it wasn't, you know, everybody thinks it was the time. It wasn't the time. It was, we got the Olympic champion in the 200, the Olympic champion in the 400. You got, you know, Sawa out here who's just put down an amazing time just a couple of weeks ago, comes into this the fastest time. And every one of them wants to be slam champion, and that race just came down to the wire. Everybody in that stadium was on their feet. I'm sure people at home the same thing. And that's the sort of competition and the sort of moments that this format produces. You don't get that anywhere else.
Have you got an MVP of the 3 days? You're going to name someone. And would you ever maybe crown an MVP after each slam?
We will crown a male and female racer, Grand Slam track racer of the year. And so we're just gonna wait for that, right?
Come on, give us a name here. Who did you love watching in action?
Okay, I'll give you a name. I mean, it's crazy. Even our challenges are amazing. Emmanuel Wanyoni. His performance over both events. I mean, he comes in here as the Olympic champion in the 800, goes in the 1500 meters, unafraid, put on a show. And I mean, that's our trash talk group. I mean, they're good at it. And he's like, you know what? Okay, you guys aren't talking about me. You will be. And he did it, you know. And those guys were all like, fair game, you know. And that's how it is. And that's how it should be. And they're all having fun. They're all enjoying it. And they're going to come back as well. Like, okay, you got us that time, but we'll see you in Miami.
What can we expect from Miami?
Sorry?
What can we expect from Miami?
I think you can expect more of this. You know, now that people have seen it, now the athletes have been through the process as well, right? Now it's familiar. So I think you'll see even more engagement from fans. They understand the format, they've seen it. I think you'll see more from the athletes, better performances even, because this league has a tremendous amount of parity. They're all the best in the world, so you're not gonna see the same person winning every single time. I don't think you're gonna see Sydney win every single time. And that's saying a lot, right? That's saying a lot, right? Now, every one of those athletes, I tell them that. And they're like, yeah, well, you can say that, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, right? Sydney says she's going to win every single time, right? As she should. They all say it.
Final question. How much has your phone been ringing with challengers trying to book a spot in Miami?
So thankfully, it's not my phone that rings for that. It's Kyle Merber, our director of racing, and yes, his phone has been ringing quite a bit. People want in, and that's exactly what we want. And that's why we have challenges, right? For the opportunity for people to come in. So you'll see different challenges in Miami. You'll see some different challenges in Philadelphia and LA. But you'll see some of those same challenges here. Those that ran fast and like, you know, sort of earned their spot, earned their lane, they want to keep it. And yeah, they ran fast, we're going to let them keep it.
Noah Lyles has been dancing, trying to go viral away from here. He should have been here, right?
Look, just listen to what Kenny said. Kenny gave everybody who's not here an invitation. You either take the invitation and come get the smoke or not. It's up to you.
We've loved it. Thank you very much,
Michael, the first one is oftentimes the hardest. Is there anything that you see here that's going on
obviously, look, I mean, let's be honest. We would love to have seen more spectators here. We think we'll get that. We think that'll happen. But the crowd was engaged, and that's what's really important. People were really engaged with what's happening here, very excited. Our team will. We were day to day just in it. Right? I've got a great team. Everybody did a great job. We had some challenges to win on Thursday, for example, and we got everything up and ready to go on Friday. But it's not lost on me. We didn't have a single false starter here. Not a single one. No issues. Everything went smooth from a competition standpoint. But we had a few things behind the scenes that we look at and we go, we didn't like that. Other people probably didn't notice it, but we did. It's just a high standard we set for ourselves and for our fans and our athletes.
You just spoke a few things personally that you'd like to change for Miami.
That's what I was just saying. Like it's for us, it's a matter of once we've come out of here, we've got a month. We will look at everything. We know there's lots of different things, but those are the things we're going to get into right now. Right now, we're just celebrating that that we had a great event. Athletes and fans enjoyed it, and we will continue. We'll continue to improve. There's some things we'll learn from here that we'll improve on in Miami. Same thing when we get to Philly. Same thing in LA, and then we'll go back after the entire season, and then try to improve on some things for the next season.
The finish line was changed during the event. What you put at the finish line.
Like I said, there are lots of things that we're going to look at, but if you're expecting me to get into any of these particular ones right now, I don't even know. But we got a lot of time to work on all of those things, so that's what we're going to do.
Why did you choose to enter the series in Kingston, and do you think in retrospect it was the right decision to start here?
I think so. I mean, look, everybody was excited when we announced Kingston. Everybody was excited. I mean, we got athletes now saying, hey, can I stay a couple more days? And so they were happy to be here. I think so. I think that this was, a really cool experience. We wanted to honor the heritage of Jamaica and the impact that it's had on the sport. I think that we did that. One of the things that was really important for me in starting Grand Slam track was to innovate in the sport, to modernize the presentation, modernize the concept, but also stay true to the roots of the sport. And as a historian of the sport myself and appreciate the history of Jamaican track and field, I wanted to come here, and I think it was great. It was a really cool vibe that we had here.
How locked in are you for future seasons here in Jamaica?
Sorry?
How locked in are you for future seasons in Jamaica?
I mean, we're going to look at everything after the end of the season, determine what's next for us for the next year, but right now we're just focused on this year.
Is there any additional pressure for this to be successful given what the naysayers are saying globally? That it's novel, yes, but it won't change the sport. Is there more pressure on your organizing team, not you per se?
The pressure for us is that everyone on social media and everyone in the track world is now saying this is what the sport needs. So it's pressure on us. Our pressure comes from the people that are supporting and saying, hey, we want this to succeed. That's where our pressure comes from. We want to make sure that those fans that are in the sport that want this and have been asking for this and now appreciate that we're bringing it to them, we don't want to let them down.
One of the things I heard from the athletes when I interviewed them, it's not a complaint, it's an observation that they've not been out this early in a year, especially a World Championship year. So put a little bit of strain on them to get ready for it. Are you going to keep it April 1st?
Did the ones that went out here and that came here and signed up, are those the ones that complain?
But as I say, it's not a complaint. They were just in the interview saying that they're not used to coming up this early. So I'm saying to you, is it
your complaint or theirs?
No, I'm asking you, you're going to keep it in April going forward?
Look, we're going to look at everything after the season is over and determine if there's some things that we need to tweak or change. But I can tell you that what you saw out there was incredible performances, and that's what athletes are all looking for. So I don't think they really care what time of year it is. What they're appreciating is the fact that these are the fastest people in the world. We get to race against them, and that's bringing out the best in us.
So
a few questions over here, and then we'll-
successful.